Okay, hello. Today we are going to be making a tier list with everybody's teams following the draft. There were a few free agency moves that happened which have been updated, so this isn't directly after the draft, and there will probably be more free agency moves to come. So this probably won't be an accurate description by the end of the season. Honestly, the teams I put in D probably will. The team I put in D, if they're multiple or not, probably end up winning the championship because I am not a good analyst of this sort of thing. And yeah, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. I don't have much experience, but this is just going to be my impressions. And first up, we are going to look at the Brooklyn Kangas. They have Tornadus with Prankster Tailwind, also Defiant. That's really good. Glaring Articuno, competitive. That's another good tier 1, but I don't really understand why he would want it, because I feel like it's just not as. I feel like it's Tornadus, but not as I don't know. I feel like because of Tornadus, he doesn't need it because they have the same base special attack. They both have Tailwind, and they both Discourage, Intimidate. So I'm not quite sure. Entei, okay, Entei's good if he has something to proc a policy with, or even just in general. It's a good mon. Fable, solid redirector, and good support. Raikou, that's a steal of a tier 2. Normal Lapras, I have no idea what it does. I don't I guess Perish Trap. Oh yeah, with Sandaconda Gmax, he's Perish Trap with Land Lapras and Sandaconda. That's good. Mienshao has good support with Fake Out and Ally Switch. And then Dredigan, that's a strong tier 4. Metang, that's just baby Metagross, so strong tier 4. And Eldegoss, not quite sure what that does either. Oh wow, it's fast. Yeah, so if I just look at the team in general, he has Perish Trap, he's Tornadus, but not that many middling speed Pokemon. I'm going to be honest, this looked a lot scarier when I originally looked at it, though the 2 dogs are good and redirection's good. I think that this is going to be a solid A tier. I might put it down. There are a few things I don't quite understand what they'll do, but I think that'll be like that for a lot of teams with me. And yeah. Okay, now we're going to look at California Colossals. So make sure you can see their team fine. Yep. Actually, I'm gonna do this one, edit this a bit. All right. So they have Stack Attacka, very good. Consensus on Trick Room, very huge defense stat with Body Press, and Beast Boost. Garchomp, the pseudo legendary, strong, has those abilities don't really do that much for it, but yeah, it's fast, strong, and not that bad bulk. Tapu Lele, it's kind of a glass cannon, but not on the special side, and it's pretty fast, very strong, has good support moves, sets up psychic terrain, and will also very strong. He has a very good offensive team, and those Tag Attack is offensive because of its defensiveness. Butterfree, more support oriented, has Rage Powder for redirection, Compound Eyes, Sleep Powder is 97% accurate sleep move, so almost Spore, and it's not that fast. I mean, it's not slow, but it's not that fast, so 70. But if you put a Scarf on it, that's very fast Spore, basically. Then I look at, okay, let me see, Beartic and Vanillux, tier 3. Hail Core, it's a good core for tier 3. Hitmonlee can partner with Tapu Lele with Psychic Terrain. That's pretty good. Reneragus, another Trick Room user, but that's very defensive. I don't see why you need it with Stack Attacka, because basically just another very defensive, slow Trick Room user. Shedinja, obviously Ally Switch shenanigans with Wonder Guard. Lantern, bulky water that's also electric type, which I don't think he has either, and Rapidash, which is honestly has a very insane move pool for tier 4, and he doesn't have a fire type. Honestly, this team was looking pretty bad when I originally saw it, but now it's looking even better. But I think all the teams might be good. I think I'm going to put this high B tier and maybe move him down to high B tier as well. No, that's tough. Actually, no, I'm going to keep him in A tier. Again, these are probably all bad takes. So now we're going to look at the DC Genies. Wait. Sorry, I'm just checking the Discord because I need everything to be. Okay, nice. So the broken schedule is going to be fixed. So he has Togekiss, Dragapult, Excadrill, the good old Series 4 core, I think it was, before I love Armor. He also has Blastoise Colossal with Aqua Jet to Proco Weakness Policy, that on Z-Mid and Colossal, but it's not G-Max, so not quite as good, but it's still strong. Cradilly to redirect water type attacks from Excadrill and Colossal. That's a good tier 3 Storm Drain. Frostless Tauros, good tier 3, the Anger Point, Frost Breath. Some shenanigans there. Clang, cool T4, has good support moves, has Trick Room, and I'm not quite sure what it does outside of that, because I had Clang, and I feel like you need another plus. Oh, Manectric is minus. I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah, so that's a good tier 4 combo. I had Cling to Dene last season, didn't really work out that well, but with I feel it can be strong, plus minus to boost special attack. Yeah, and Manectric also has Lightning Rod, which is another good redirecting ability to redirect electric attacks from Togekiss, Blastoise, and Thwacky, Baby Rillaboom. It's literally just Rillaboom. It's literally Rillaboom, but smaller and not quite as good. So yeah, this is also a good team, but there's nothing like specifically that I could say. I don't know. Like, I want to put this one also in high B tier. I'll just do that. And then I will also edit. I think his team. Okay, no, I'm putting him in B tier, actually. I might end up moving all of these up. I don't know. Yeah. This is really tough. I think I'll do that for now. I'm not quite sure how I want to do it. And then we're going to look at the English Espeons, Minty Poke. It's British. He had the first overall pick. And Metagross. Bam. Amazing. Don't see a fast Bulldoze user with it, though, so maybe not as amazing of a pick as it could be. Rotom Heat, that's good, has fire coverage, and it's Rotom. Rotom's good, it has a bunch of good support moves, and Electro Web, Volt Switch, like electric attacks, and also has Overheat and Fire type with only 2 weaknesses, Rock and Water. And Ground if they have like Mold Breaker or something. Bronzong, it's a good Trick Room setter. I wanted it. I didn't get it. Same typing as Metagross, so not quite sure. But Conch Welder, that's a good tier 2 Trick Room sweeper. Guts, I mean, all of these are good abilities. And base 140 attack is amazing. Milotic is good. It discourages Intimidate with competitive. Can be bulky with Marvel Scale. And can also set up with Coil, Hypnosis, boost accuracy. Looks good. Aurora sets Hail, but I don't. Oh, and Glaceon to take advantage of Hail. That's a good mini Hail core. Also gets it Refrigerate, which is a good ability with like Hyper Beam or something. Butterfree, like we talked about above, good redirection support. Sleep. G-Max Pikachu has Fake Out, has Lightning Rod. You can use Light Ball to make it offensive. though it is very frail. It's not even that bad speed tier. It has Nuzzle for paralysis, and the G-Max effect is paralysis, which is good. Umbreon, bulky, dark type, can do snarls and foul plays. Better in singles than it is in doubles. And then Mr. Mime, I'm guessing, just gets good support moves and screens and whatnot. That's actually that's a good special defense stat with a horrible HP stat. This team, I feel like with Metagross, it could have gone so much farther, but I feel like it just doesn't fit together right. I'm not sure, but again, I think this draft is gonna be really even. And I mean, being honest, like this team is probably better, but I don't think it's that good. Like my gut says it's good, but my brain says, my gut says it's good, but no, I don't know. Just my heart is telling me that it's not good. So as good as people are saying. I'll put Minty here. If you had a fast bulldoze user, oh wait, that's the wrong tab. If you had a fast bulldoze user, it would be so much better. But I don't think he does. He doesn't really have any fast Pokemon. Like, his highest speed stat is base 90 on Mr. Mime and Pikachu. Yeah, that makes it even worse, because he would need, like, Tailwind. I guess Butterfree gets Tailwind, but Butterfree's slow. So, yeah, not quite sure about his team. And then we go to the Halifax Hypnose, who have Celesteela, amazing, good support moves, good options, super bulky, can do anything. Raichu, amazing pair with Celesteela and Gyarados. Lightning Rod to redirect electric attacks, or it can activate a policy in Celesteela with like Discharge or Volt Switch. Intimidate and Moxie on Gyarados is good. And its typing is good when Raichu is taking away the weaknesses. Galarian Zapdos, Sam X was talking to me about that he kind of wanted it because apparently it has a way better move pool than I thought it did. It has Defiant to discourage Intimidate. I think that's a decent offensive type, not the best defensive. But 100 base speed is good. It's not that frail, even though it's a little frail and 125 attack. So 2 good physical attacking tier 1s. Then we have Gothitelle, which is a very good pick if he had a better Trick Room Sweeper, which he doesn't really, because Gothitelle is a good Trick Room setter, and it has Frisk competitive, it has Shadow Tag if he has a Parasong user, which I don't think he does, unless Jinx gets it. So Gothitelle is very good, but I feel like it's being underutilized on this team specifically. And then we talked about Raichu, and it basically just does all that Pikachu does better with Fake Out, Nuzzle. Decidueye, it's pretty good tier 3 type he didn't have before. With Sword Stance, it can be good offensively. Good offensive typing. And then Gardevoir, very frail physically, pretty good, like decent specially. Has a huge move pool. I know. And is a good T3 pick, but I feel like it gets Shadow Sneak, which is good to proc policies, and also Trick Room again. So I feel like, but it gets things like the Psychic type support move pool. But I feel like, Shadow Sneak Decidueye, I guess, could activate a weakness policy. Jinx, it's good as Fake Out, Lovely Kiss, which is the same as Sleep Powder accuracy wise, but it can hit grass types. And a good special attack. Golisopod, it's a good tier 4 with these stats. I didn't realize it that high of a defense. Like I knew it had high attack, but so pretty bulky on the defensive side and pretty strong offensively, but its ability is bad. Without his ability, it might even be like if it actually had a good ability, it might even be in tier 2. I don't know. Kangaskhan, amazing tier 4. Scrappy Fake Out is really good. Inner Focus is also good. Last Resort's a strong move to Fake Out Last Resort sets, but I'm not sure how common it really would be. But just strong. And then Licky Licky, he has 4 very good tier 4s. Licky Licky has Cloud 9 for anti-weather. Oblivious doesn't lets you not get intimidated. If he has somebody fast with swagger, if Jinx or something gets swagger, then it could be good with own tempo. And though it does matter, he does have 2-4 decent attack stat, pretty bulky though, and slow with I guess works in Trick Room. I forgot to look at types for the earlier ones, but I'll just look at it here. He has a good type matchup against what is it? Bug, bad against Dark, bad against Electric, but that doesn't matter because Raichu. Bad against Firefly and Ghost. Very good against Ground. Bad against Rock. So, decent. Not the best typing. I think that, yeah, I think this team is good with its low tier picks and not the best with its higher tier picks. Even though, actually, I think just Gardevoir and Gothitelle, if he was able to, honestly, I don't think that they're good bonds on their own, but they need good partners. And I think that if he dropped those, he'd have a much better team. So, I'm going to put him right smack dab in the middle. Wait, do I really think that he's the best out of all of them? I don't know. I don't think we've gotten into any of the really good teams yet. I know people are saying that he has a very good team, but I honestly, actually, there. But I honestly don't quite see it. I'm putting all of these in B tiers because I don't see one that would be higher. Now we're going to look at Tom Zombie, Crocodile Dundee. So he has Incineroar, Dracovish, Talonflame, Tyranitar, Duraludon, Alchemy, Executor, Shiinotic, Togepi, and Wailord and Walrein. Don't see why he needs both Wailord and Walrein as bulky waters, but that's just the first thing that jumps out to me. He's a bunch of middling Speedmons, which is fine because he has Talonflame for Priority Tailwind. Incineroar, amazing, Intimidate, Parting Shot, Fake Out, all that. Dracovish, really good with Fish's Friend, and it can take advantage of Sand Rush with Tyranitar, or it can just run Strong Jaw and take advantage of Tailwind from Talonflame. Duraludon, strong specialty in North Redirection, and take advantage. Talonflame is a very good pick, which if he didn't have Talonflame, his team would be so much worse, I think. Alchemy, very good for tier 3 with Decorate. That's all it does, though. Executor, it can set up Trick Room, I guess. It can be a Trick Room on. And it does get Bulldoze, so it could proc policies on Tyranitar and Incineroar. It also works against Stun, or with Sun, if he wants to set it up with, Talonflame. Shiinotic, very slow. Would it work with, Sash and Spore under Trick Room, I guess? I think that's all it really does, is just Spore. That's why it's in tier 4, even though Spore is good. Togepi, Redirection. That's all it does as well. So I guess his tier 4s are good for one specific thing. Wailord and Walrein I talked about earlier. But with this core, I think he might end up being the first A tier. I don't think his lower tiers are as good, but that's fine with these. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make him the first A tier team. And now is gonna be me. I am definitely biased. So take this all with a grain of salt. because I'm probably going to put mine in A tier. So yeah, you probably shouldn't trust my own judgment for my own team. But last year is the amazing, best Trick Room Sweeper. And if you look for a Trick Room user, I have Musharna, which is very good in tier 3. You can use like Rock Tomb or Gyro Bolt, proc policies on Glacier and underspeeds by 1 point. Other Trick Room mons, I have Turtonator, which is very good tier 4 for Trick Room Sweeper, and Hippowdon, which I guess works in Trick Room and has good base stats, good bulk. Special defense isn't as good, but like Assault Vest, I guess, could solve that. Hippowdon with Sand also works with Sand Force on Landorus Eye and Sand Rush on Stoutland. So I have Little Sand Core. Also have Intimidate on Stoutland, and Stoutland has a good move pool. Hippowdon also has a good move pool for like defensively. Stoutland has a good offensive and support move pool. Landorus is very good with high attack, high special attack, good abilities, high speed, and like it can run either special or physical going into a week, and both of them will be really good. And its bulk isn't even really that bad because I'm pretty sure it has the same exact bulk as Land OT. G-Max Blastoise, he has Aqua Jet, which is priority. G-Max move is obviously amazing with the residual damage. Fake Out, Shell Smash, and it's bulky. That's good. Klefki, Prankster Screens, Prankster 3-Wave, Prankster Switcheroo, Check Button or Lagging Tail, Metal Sound, if you want to pair with one of these. Then we go down. Tangela, Redirection, that's good. And also it's very bulky for and can carry Eviolite, except not very specially. Fletchender, Priority Tailwind, that's pretty much all it does. And Magneton, another good pre-evolution tier 4 with 120 base special attack and not bad speed when you consider Tailwind with Fletchender. And talked about Turtonator already. And actually, I don't think I'm being biased here. I think that my team is A tier. I think that in the best so far. Though I might be being biased. I don't know. Again, I feel bad about this because I feel like people were praising Shadow's team, and maybe I just don't see it. But yeah. Now we are going to go down to the London Aces. And Coco, type of Coco, that's really good. Steven and Burden user. He has Thievul, which can, like, I guess, fake tiers after Unburden or Snarl. Good support tier 4. That's fast. And Coco in general has a very good move pool. Volcarona is good. It can be good. It's good. It has good offensive and speed stats. Bad physically bulky, but that's it. Also has Redirection, has Rage Powder. He has Arc Fizzle and Lonely Ninetales. Lonely Ninetales is Goddess, so that's really good. And Arc Fizzle can, with Bolt Beak and Slush Rush, can take advantage of Hail really well. Hail's good because Aurora Veil. Meowstick gets Psychic type support moves. It's Prankster for like screens or Skill Swap, which is unique, but it doesn't have any like support users or something. G-Max Inteleon, Glass Cannon, but is a good Glass Cannon and can hit hard. I mean, that's what a Glass Cannon does. And he doesn't have any other water types except until we go to T4. Caparaja, it's Gunner Trick Room for tier 3. Is Sheer Force, which is a good ability. And bad defenses, but a decent, pretty good HP stat and good attack stat. And low speed, again, is good in Trick Room, which I believe Meowstic gets. Gourgeist, that's actually the better Trick Room setter. It can be, they're like 4 different sizes, so it can be slower and bulkier, faster, and better attacking. Frisk has good ability in Draft to see items, and I know he had this last season, and really liked it. So that's actually a good mon. Quagsire, that was on the championship team last season. horrible stats, good typing, decent abilities, and good move pool. It's like, it should be bad when you look at it, but it always ends up overperforming. Like, I watched False Web Gaming videos on it, and it was kind of surprising how good it was. Reboot, Baby Cinderace. Same with Flaky, that's what it is, just baby. And I am not sure if I think that this might be the best team so far, actually. Possibly. I'm gonna put it in A tier for now. But then we are going to go to the London Sableye. This is Regieleki. Very good. Obviously, I think we all know what it does, but Electro Web, Volt Switch, Transistor is a good ability with that special attack and stab. G-Max Lapras, so good screens. And Cofagrigus, which is a good Trick Room setter, and Machamp, which I guess base 50, I think 55, which I guess can take advantage of Trick Room. Mandibuzz, bulky, and I guess Dugtrio, alone Dugtrio with beat up can pair with Verzian or Mandibuzz with weak armor, which is good. Verzian can be beat up with Justified, which is good. 4 times weakness to flying isn't the best, but it can also even be special with 90 base special. Alone Dugtrio, like I said, is good. Can do many things, but pretty strong, pretty fast, and works well in sand, but he doesn't have a sand user. He makes Machamp, gets Guts and 130 attack, which is very good, and not that bad bulk, and decently slow. Also no guard dynamic punch, which is good. Salazzle also gets beat up, which could work with those months. Oh, and weak armor and Skarmory. I feel like, and also Poison Fire is a good offensive type, and I feel like he doesn't really have in between. He has like just glass cannons and bulky pieces. Glass cannon, bulky, bulky, bulky. Glass cannon, middling. Glass cannon, bulky, bulky, bulky. Yeah, and then Carbank's good Trick Room setter. For tier 4 with base 150 defenses. And but 4 times weakness to steel, and Octillery is, I guess, a decent tier 4. Honestly, this team isn't really thrilling me, as like, he has Lapras, but it doesn't look like he has good support for Lapras, and he has, like, it's too polarizing, I'd say. I think this might be the first C tier. Then we are going to go to the New York Ninetales. Okay, Feeny, that's good. Terrakion, Misty Terrain can prevent Burns. Drifblim, Misty Seed, Tailwind can take advantage of Misty Terrain. Delmise, a good Trick Room sweeper. Reuniclus, a good Trick Room setter and sweeper. Dugtrio can beat up Terrakion, which is pretty good. Fungus, I've never been a thrill for Fungus, but I get Spore and Rain Powder for Direction. And I guess with UV Lights, oh wow, that's really slow. I guess it works in Trick Room as well. Morgrem is good with Prankster, Screens, Fake Out. It's like Baby Grimmsnarl. Also, there's this one strat that works well that I was talking with him about, and I don't want to spoil, but it might bump up his team a tiny bit. Porygon, I guess a decent tier 4 Trick Room setter, but it resists Ghost, which is good for these 3. I mean, his immune to Ghost, those 3 Ghost weaknesses. And then Scraggy, it also has Intimidate and Fake Out, and is, yeah, that's what it does. I think that this is a good team up here. That's good. And then the other 3 tier 4s are a little not as good, but I think this is a solid B tier. Might put it there. Actually, I think it might be the best B tier so far. Then we are going to look at the Nova Scotia Sea King. Clefairy PZ, okay, that's amazing. Arcanine, Intimidate, and also Justified is good with, I believe Passimian gets beat up if he wants to do that. Frenzy, yeah, that's amazing. God. Query Reader, like I just said it, but I need to explain it. Adaptability and 135 base special attack makes it hit like a truck, and max speed helps speed control because it lowers opponent's speed. Clefairy helps out Porgenzi because Friend Guard makes up for its bad bulk. Helping Hand can make it stronger, and Follow Me can also redirect attacks and make up for its bad bulk. Zoomerel, it's huge power and Sepsipper, which, and with huge power works it's like a decent trigger and sweeper. Also can Misty Explosion Passimian with Receiver to give it huge power after a +2 weakness policy boost. GMX Corviknight gets Mirror Armor, which is good ability. It's a good defensive flying type. Like Iron Defense Body Press and wants to do that Roost. Espeon, it's a Glass Cannon. It gets like the Psychic type support move pool. Yeah, there's a lot of fast offensive Psychic types at the support move pool that are very frail. And Espeon's just one of them, and it's a good in tier 3. Zoroark with Illusion can be can be very mischievous because you don't know if the mod is Zoroark or the actual mod. Charjabug, very good tier 4 with battery. It boosts partner special attack by 1.3 times. Then we go to Pikachu. Talked about earlier, Fake Out, Lightning Rod, redirect special lightning. I forgot to talk about it on that team. I don't remember what team who had it. I forgot to talk about Lightning Rod for Zoomerel and Corviknight. Also Fake Out. Yeah, Nuzzle. Pinsir. It's Moxie, Mold Breaker, and Hyper Cutter, which are all good. Attack stat abilities has a 125 attack. Bad specially bulky. Not horrible physical bulk. And okay speed stat. Oh yeah, Corviknight also gets Tailwind. I think that this is a high tier team. I'm not sure if it's S tier or not. Actually, I think that this might be the first S tier. This seems very good. Then you're going to go to the Phoenix Suns. Thunderous, same as Tornadus, except it doesn't get Prinks or Tailwind, it gets Prinks or Thunderwave. And Electric type with a different move pool, but probably better for more coverage. Latias, that's good. Fast Tailwind, also good Psychic support move pool, but it's actually bulky. And also just has good move pool in general, offensively. Salamence, these are both dragon types that are immune to ground, but they do very different things. Latias can be offensive, but it's more support. And Salamence is very offensive, and it has good abilities with Intimidate to discourage opponents, and Moxie, which is very good if you get kills, to Snowball. And can run physical or special. Blaziken, kind of a glass cannon, but it has speed boost, making it faster. Good physical and special. I like mons that can be both physical and special, and so far all of these can, except maybe Latias can't go as well physical. Firefighting, good offensive. Primarina, good, very good special, very good in tier 2. Works well in Trick Room. And Liquid Voice, Hyper Voice is strong. Very good special defense. So good special bulk. Not the best physical bulk, but not bad. It can also use Aqua Jet, but it doesn't really have any specific mons it wants to proc weakness policy for. Aggron, I love Aaron. Aggron just like stack attack, but worse. High defense, decent attack. Pretty bad special defense, but he takes advantage of that. Fixes it with Hippopotas for Sand to boost because Rock type. It's bad 4 times weaknesses, but I still love it. Sturdy is a good ability to Oko moves with its weaknesses and bad special defense. Rockhead's good if he wants to use Head Smash, which is base 150 power, or Heavy Metal, I guess, if he wants to have Heavy Slam, but that's probably not as good because it's Dynamax. Okay, now we have Mr. Rhyme, which we learned from last season was also on the winning team, and it has Trick Room, has the Psychic support move pool. Also just has like general good support move pool, and it can be offensive for either, but mostly special. I really like Mr. Rhyme. Also, Screen Cleaner is good too for opposing screens. Then we go down. There is Sceptile. Doesn't have a terrain Pokemon, so can't take advantage of Burn that way. But I guess you could Ice Shard Mr. Rhyme for weakness policy. Yeah, it's another Glass Cannon with a pretty bad move pool actually, but it could do some things. Like it's Fling, but I don't really know what to use it with. Maybe Latias. Absol, base 130 attack in tier 4 is very good. Justified, I don't know if he has a beat up user or not. Don't think so. Super Luck also is good for like Crit Machine. Bad bulk though, and pretty bad speed, which is why it's tier 4, but still like very strong. Doublade is very good. Steel Ghost, I guess, I don't know. No Guard's a good ability and has very good defense, especially with EV Light. It can be good slow and has a good attack. So I guess it's a good, like mine, previous evolution Trick Room Sweeper, even though his main Trick Room setter is Mr. Rhyme. And oh yeah, and Latias is good Trick Room. And then Hippopotas, anti-weather, and also helps out Aggron. Not that bad stats. I guess it can get bulky with EV Light if it wants. I think that this is a pretty good team. Not quite S tier, but probably the best A tier so far. And now we have the St. Michael's Alchemy. Okay, they have Whimsicott, Prankster Tailwind, Prankster everything, Dracozolt, pretty good. Wait, I'm just gonna. I've been talking constantly for a while. Yeah, Bolt Beak, it takes a Sand Rush, but I don't think they don't have a Sand Pokemon. And also Hustle to boost its attack. Hydreigon, they picked it early, which I didn't really understand. But it can be both special or physical, and not bad bulk, and decent speed. Basically, just good all around stats, but no good specific stats. And has a pretty decent move pool. G-Max Alchemy. Oh, they probably took Alchemy because of mascot. Don't know why we put G-Max above normal, like for tier wise. I think that either they should both be tier 2 or both be tier 3. So maybe a bit of a waste of a pick. I don't know if normal Alchemy was already taken or not. But yeah, Decorate, that's all it does. Corviknight, Mirror Armor, like Tailwind, defensive flying type, talked about before. Chandelure, it has a good support move pool, like Trick Room, Prison, and a huge special attack, and not horrible speed, especially with Prankster Tailwind from Whimsicott, but it just dies, so you're going to need Sash. Jellicent gets Trick Room, also Water Absorb. I guess like it's a good Pokemon. Weavile, does he have a Weavile? Mostly go to the Justified user. I don't see one, but has Ice Shard policies if he needs. I mean, she. And again, very frail, but can be strong on its own as well. Caracosta is a good tier 4. With Swift Swim, it gets also Solid Rock and is good for defensive wise. Has a very good defense stat, decent attack stat, bad speed, but that means it can work under Trick Room with Jellicent. Scorch is a tier 4, which is good. Good HP, bad defense, okay special defense, middling speed, but a good attack. And it has White Smoke, so it can't be like intimidated, which I guess is good, and Flash Fire. And then Amora for Hail. I don't see anything that takes advantage of hail here. But yeah, I guess it's an anti-weather, but with rain you can use that. Sand, you can use that. So I guess it's just anti-sun, but sun change lure would do well. So I'm not quite sure what it does there. This team, I really don't think it's that good. I'm sorry, but I think this might be the other C tier. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's better than Lemon Sableye or not. They had Reggie Lucky and G-Max Lapras, so actually it probably is better. Even though Whimsicott is good, I don't think they were able to fill it out correctly. And they don't have Sand for Dracozolt. Hydreigon, I just don't like it. It's underwhelming. Alchemy kind of like decorates good, but that's all it does in tier 2 high. Yeah, and then they just don't really have much synergy. I feel it's a problem. Okay, so now we have the Seattle Supersonic Booms. This team I'm excited to rank. Okay, G-Max Rillaboom, Kartana, Politoed, Kingdra. That's like a legitimate rain team. Jolteon. Like, you could actually build a team with all of those. So yeah, rain, Swiss Sim, helps out these two with their fire weaknesses. And Rillaboom, obviously amazing. It's like Grassy Glide. It's good with Assault Vest, Fake Out, all that. Cortana, bad special defense, but you can make up for that with Assault Vest. And very good defense, so it's only really frail special defensively, and huge attack, huge speed. Politoed has a very good support move pool. Kind of middling stats, like not that good, deep, even bulky, but you normally run it bulky, which makes it bulky. And it has like Helping Hand, Hypnosis, Icy Wind. Kingdra, 95 everything except 85 speed and 75 HP. Speed doesn't matter too much because Swift Sim and HP just makes it a little frailer, but it can be both physical and special, and it's a good Rain Sweeper. Aerodactyl, fast Tailwind, very frail though, and if it gets, I don't know if it gets Head Smash. Actually, I might just check that real quick, because if it does with Rocket, then that's really good. One second. It does not get Head Smash. Okay. So not as good, but just fast Tailwind, which I guess helps out. Centiskorch G-Max we talked about before, but this time it can be better. With Centiskorch G-Max and Gothorita, I'd feel like you want a Perish. Oh, Polito gets Parashong. That's good for Perish Trap because it sorts Z-Max effects traps them. Gothorita also has Shadow Tag. Gothorita's just got the tell, but he's able to fill it out more. Like it doesn't like for Trick Room, I guess he just has Corcelia Galar, but it takes advantage of Shadow Tag for Parasong, and just got the tell, but not quite as good. Jolteon, very good tier 3. It's a less cannon, but has a good move pool, and I mean, okay move pool, but it hits very hard, especially in rain and thunder. Slurpuff, Grassy Seed can activate Unburden, and it can do shenanigans. Also, his Belly Drum for shenanigans. It's pretty good for your tier 3. And tier 4s with, wait 1 second. They did. Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember. Oh. Didn't realize that you could do tier 1 and 3 tier 3s for free picks. But yeah. And then Corcelia, it's bulky, and has like Strength Sap, Will-O-Wisp, it's like the anti-physical mon. And Cursed Body does moves. And Scyther is good because it also has Tailwind, it's fast Rain Dance, and has a good attack stat, and can also even use a AV to actually get some bulk, so Spatted Bulk can make up for that. Technician is good ability. So yeah, I think that this is a very good team and should be an S tier. I think that this might be the best one. Now we are going to go to the Andella Unknown. Indeedee Hatterene. Torkoal Venusaur. Gigalith Sandslash. Which, he already has Torkoal Venusaur, so I don't understand why he needed Sand as well. But very good 2 pairs. Arachnid. It can be bulky. Water Bubble is a good ability. Like, it has bad HP, but good special defense, and it gets Iron Defense, so it makes its defense better. Very good. Like, I don't really actually remember exactly what Water Bubble does. I'm pretty sure it like doubles water attacks, but I just know it's very good. Rabombi, super fast speed swap, which they can do with Hatterene or Torkoal or Gigalith. They have a lot of Slowmons. Though I guess, and they have Trick Room with Hatterene. They have let me think 1 second. Yeah, and then also Indeedee gets Follow Me. Not the Superb Owl, Tinted Lens good because they can hit not very effective moves, which basically just making them like they were effective because it doubles the attack. Sand Slash, Sand Rush, works in with sand because it's pretty frail, but it's good attack and speed is good in sand. Wigglytuff, discourages Intimidate with competitive. That's all it does. I guess it has Frisk learned abilities, but it's good for tier 4. And then Krabby is their points were like a little off, so the Krabby was just a placeholder. I'm trying to remember right. They have 3 tier 1s, which means they had to do 2 extra tier 4s. Yeah, and then they dropped them on. They'll probably change it out in free agency because I just took it for them as a placeholder. Because they already fixed their point totals, but like I don't know why you would want Gravity. Or why you would want Gravity. Oh, that's actually a really good attack stat. I chose it for them as a joke. Yeah, it's bad. So once they actually get a real T4, I think it'd be good. I think that they're high B tier. I'd put them like maybe. Well, actually no, maybe lower B tier because they have good pairs. Actually no, higher B tier. I'll put them there. Because they have good pairs like Torkoal Venusaur and B Hatterene. Actually, a little lower. I'll just put it there. Yeah. Okay, and last of all, the Waterloo Wormadams. And okay, his draft is interesting. He did only Gen 4 Pokemon. He won last season, and he wanted to challenge himself. I'm sorry, I'm going to rank this completely objectively, and I know that you did all Gen 4 Pokemon, but you don't get sympathy points. Corcelia. Okay, cool, it's an S tier. Maybe it's not really, not sure if it's good enough to be S tier, but we put it there anyway, and he chose it because it's only Gen 4 S tier. Yeah, bulky Trick Room Setter, and I thought it had a better, and it gets the Psychic type support move pool, but it's not that good offensively, even though it can go special attack or attack. Heatran, that's a good tier 1. Good special attack, good bulk, not that bad speed, but it can work in Trick Room or outside. Rhyperior, it's a good Trick Room sweeper. Trick Room user though, I guess. Oh yeah, Corcelia. So it works. Lightning Rod can redirect attacks from literally nothing weak to electric. Gastrodon has Storm Drain, which is good because it negates these guys' weaknesses to water. It's mostly all what Gastrodon does. It can be bulky if it wants, and it works in Trick Room. Tangrowth, Redirector, it's bulky, and can be offensive as well. Though it wants to be especially bulky, we need Assault Vest. And if it take Assault Vest, then you can't have Rage Powder, Sleep Powder. That's why I like Tangela, because it was tier 3 and I could use EV Light. But it's good. Redirector. Bomb Snow. He in his draft review said it was anti-weather, which makes sense because he doesn't really have a good weather answer. Riolu Prankster Coaching. I guess you could do with Drapion or Rhyperior, but normally you'd want to do it something maybe a bit faster. I don't know. And I guess you could Copycat Trick Room next guard with Corcelia, but that's not as good. Though he does get also into weather with Prankster, Sunday Day, and Rain Dance. Drapion is a good tier 3 physical attacker. Okay bulk, decent speed, decent attack. Though it can be if it gets a lot of crits, it can be good with Sniper. Munchlax I actually was doing calcs with, like when he took it on the draft like talking thing. It is super bulky and a very good tier 4, and I like that pick. Though I was only calculating with Thick Fat against Fire and Ice types to give him an advantage. Rotom, I'm not quite sure what Rotom does. I know it gets some good support moves, but bad stats. And Mime Jr., it also gets like the Psychic support move pool. I guess that's what it does. That's it. So very bulky support. Nothing really that strong except like Rhyperior and Heatran. I don't know. This is not a good team. I'm sorry. I won't say D though. It's not that bad, but you're definitely the worst team so far. I'm sorry, Steve. Steve, whatever. So yeah, here's my tier list right now. I'm sorry if I ranked you low. Maybe I'm wrong. And I'm sorry if I ranked you, well, no, I'm not sorry, but I guess it's kind of funny if I ranked you high and then you end up being bad. Again, probably not the best. I'm not the best analyst, but this is my impressions. And a reminder that this is just after the draft, so like teams might change and do well. But yeah, this is it.